Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to actually learn how to create the navigation bar. So when we use websites, they have a navigation bar across the top, which allows us to navigate to different pages. So the way we're going to do this first is we're going to start in our HTML, our index, and I've just added a little comment here. This comment won't show at all. It just allows me to know what's happening in the code. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create my unordered list. So in order to make a navigation bar, we start with an unordered list. So we start with this basically. So it means that we're going to have a bullet point list, and then I need to include my list items, so li, and I'm going to call the first one, let's call this one home. So I go li and I go a href, just like this, equals speech marks, not an @ symbol. My keyboard's in a different order, so Americanized, there we go. And then I'm going to start putting, well, I haven't actually got another page yet, so I'm going to make it look like an active link, but I'm actually just going to put a hashtag in there. And then I'm going to close this and I'm going to write the word home. So this is what's going to appear. So then I'm going to close my A and I'm also going to close my li. So this works out pretty good. So I've closed my tag. So what this A means, let's just pick this apart for a second. So the UL is an unordered list, so it'd probably help if I put it on the screen for you. So it means I've got a bullet point and it means I've got my link. So my A means it's active. That's what my hyperlink is. And the href is where it is, so where's it going to go? So when I click on that link, where's it going to take me? So eventually we'll have the page name in here. So we're going to do another one. So this one, exactly the same way, li, a href equals speech marks, it's Americanized, there we go. Put my hashtag in there so that it looks like we're going somewhere. What have I done that for? Spell things right. There we go. ahref equals like that. Good. Right, close it off, and this one I'm going to call about me. Yours won't be this, yours will be changed to whatever you need it to be, but for purposes of learning we're just going to go with this. Now big gaps worry me, so we just need one gap there and that's it. So li again, my list item, ahref equals my speech marks, my hashtag, followed by my little crocodile. This one I'm going to put contact us, like that. Close my li. And for some reason I don't have my A in there. What have I done? Oh, I know. Dot for a space. That would explain lots of things. Right, so then I'm just going to go back and go like that, close my A. So if I save and refresh this, it looks just like this. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't really like this. So we've got our style sheet set up. So I've already put a comment in here that says style sheet for my navigation bar. So let's start it. So the first thing I want to do is sort out the unordered list. So I want to give it a list style. So we're going to put list style type. Okay, and we're going to make that equal. Don't put any typos. I'm going to make, I just done it again, haven't I? Type like that, and we're going to make that equal none. So we're going to see what it does line by line. So we've got rid of our bullet points, which is perfect. So the next thing is we want a margin that equals 0. So we don't want any margin between them. We don't want anything between them. Okay. The next thing, we're going to go for padding. Now padding looks at the space here. So we don't want this big space here. So if I save that and refresh it, this should get rid of it. Good. So the next thing I want is overflow. So this is anything that is that comes outside of our box. So when we create our HTML navigation bar, I want this again to be set to hidden. So I don't want to see it. It won't make much difference to one here now because there's nothing there, but it needs to be in there. And I'm going to change my background colour. Right, and let's get creative with these colours. So I'm going to go back to my hex colours. So obviously I'm going to go for the pink. You go for anything you want. Like that. Now let's see what this has done. Perfect. Looks good to me, does that pink? So now, my UL, I'm going to leave my UL for now. I'm now going to start looking at my LI, so my list items. So these are the things here, so it's the text. So, first of all, I just want to float it. And I want to make it float to the left, if I can spell it right. So, let's see what this does. Perfect. So all that does is it puts it in my line, because I don't like it horizontal. Most of the there we go. Most of the actual navigation bars that you use are actually across and they're not down. So that's that bit sorted. So the next thing I want to do is I also want to add this in. So I want this CSS to affect my LI, but I also want it to affect my A. So again, remember my A is my hyperlink, this bit here. So I want it to affect this bit too. So I'll just put it in just like that. So this time we're going to see what it looks like. So we're going to display it block. So I'll show you what that means, because it's easier to show you than explain it. Just means we're going to put basically a box around it. Okay, and I want to set that colour to white. So this should be my text. My text colour should now change to white. Brilliant. Okay, so then my text, I want to align it centre, and I can never spell centre. That's it. So I want to make it basically in the middle of each box. So this will show up a little bit more in a second. So I'm going to add padding. Remember, padding adds white space around it. So I'm going to add 14px to the left, and I'm going to add 16 to the right. Oh, make sure you don't get too excited about coding that you forget to actually stick to what it should be. Perfect. So I've got at the top, I've got some coding, and at the top padding even. Right, so we're done there. Now I don't really like the underline. So again, I'm going to do text, decoration, and I'm going to put that to none. Just like that. So that should take away the underlining. Perfect. So I think we're done with that bit for now. We're going to change some colours in a second. But the next bit of CSS that I really want to do is I want to add a hover. So that means when I hover over it, it changes colour. So let's do LI hover. Just like this. So what this will do is it should change the background colour. Colour just like that. And I want to change it. Let's have a look. What looks good? Should we turn it a lighter pink? Maybe that one. No, that could be a hover and that could be an active. We'll go with that. Copy. So I'll put that in there like that. And then I think I'm done. So let's see. Right, so that's our first navigation bar. So let's go back and actually look at and take it apart. So an unordered list, okay, so that creates it in a down, remember. LI are our list items, so that is our writing here and here. Obviously it won't work right now because we've not connected it to anything. This little here, if I check this out and resave it, it still acts as it, but it's also really common practice to put a H in, because you're actually telling the programmer or the actual person looking at it that it's going to contain something in a minute, but you just haven't got that far. The A closes, so this is what creates the link. This is where you're getting the link from. Okay, so that's that bit. When we go to the CSS, so this bit here, this takes away the bullet point. Oh, didn't really need to do that. So let's put some comments in. So removes bullet point like that. Okay, now this margin here, so this takes away the space. Let's put line space between the links. So what that really means is it takes away the line space between these little words in here. So padding is 0, so we're going to leave that as it is. Overflow is hidden, so if there's any piece of this that's out of here, so if we just see if it'll work, no, because I ain't got it fixed up, that's fine. So if there's any, for example, this box here was slightly bigger than this box, there wouldn't be a bit here, so it wouldn't carry on, it'd stop here, which is what we need it to do. We set the background colour to this. Now I've floated everything left, so it's all to the left. If I want to change that slightly, let's change it to right, so it means all the writing or all the links should go to the right hand screen. Okay, but I kind of don't like it. We can float it centre. It's up to personal preference really. There we go, we just end up with those big lines like that. I always stick to left, but you can do it whatever you want it to do. go like that. And then this bit, so it displays it in block, so it puts a box around each one. This changes the text colour to white. I'll spell that right, yep. Okay, and this aligns our text centre within each block. So you see where I'm hovering here? So this is a block, and this our text has been aligned centre. So this is where we decide how big our block is going to be. So we've set a padding of 14 around the sides and 16 around the top. Okay, which is fine. Our text decoration is none, so this removed the underlining. Okay, so now our LIA hover. So this is where we hover over and we change our colours. Okay. So that is all of that explained. This is a very simple one, okay, but it's all you need to know. You don't need to know much more than this. Okay, you can get further into it where you do drop down menus and things like that, but for now we're okay. So that is that. So you've created a navigation bar. So congratulations, you're looking a lot more like you have a website now.